Alright guys, so a few days ago I got an email from, I guess what you would consider my boss. It's basically from YouTube. And every month you get once you're monetized, you get an email that says your YouTube month in review. And I thought I'd go over that. It's pretty interesting. And you guys, I know a lot of you guys are kind of budding YouTubers. And as a YouTuber, I'd say you're basically starting your acting career. So you are an actor, an entertainer, an educator, and as a matter of fact, you, in some cases, in most cases, you are an influencer. As a matter of fact, I saw an article in the paper the other day, and it's just a little article, and I was talking about this 7-year-old boy doing toy reviews, and some of his videos had as many as 1 billion views, and they estimated his revenue last year to be $11 million. And it's pretty incredible. He's like on top of the toy review game, and when he reviews a toy, the sales for that particular toy skyrockets. As a matter of fact, there was toy companies paying him to review their toys because they wanted to increase sales, and I've kind of seen a little bit of the same thing. I'm not sure if I've been an influencer in the ball python market. I actually put out a video on the scaleless head ball python, and I was like, oh yeah, the scaleless head is the greatest thing ever, and right now they're really cheap, and I was kind of throwing out some prices, and a couple weeks later someone made a comment on one of my videos. He says, where are all these cheap scaleless heads? They're all gone. So I'm thinking maybe, you know, that video kind of spurred people on to get into the scaleless head project and pick up the low-end snakes, and it actually decreased the availability and increased the price. And I thought that was kind of interesting just on one video. I don't know if, you know, I'm looking at a global audience and not necessarily only my local markets, so you know, there could have been other factors involved there. So kind of the first thing I wanted to do is kind of go over my stats. I have my computer here and my laptop, and I kind of wanted to go over my stats for the last month. Last month was my first full month of being monetized on YouTube. So let me just throw out some numbers here. So my total views last month, I had 22,389 views on my channel with all my videos combined. And my watch time in minutes is 152,240 minutes. That's pretty incredible. You know, that's like several guys, you know, sitting there full-time 24/7 watching my videos, and you know, you split it up between all the people. It's you know, everybody watches a little bit and it just kind of adds up. My estimated revenue, so the total amount of money I made last month was $86.67. Not too bad. And actually I put out a video of how I was doing on YouTube, and then the revenue kept going up and up and up and up. Well, come to find out, it kind of peaked about $6 a day, and then it started going down. and I'm not sure if that was kind of a fluke or how it works, and I've noticed there's huge swings in views and the amount of money you make, and so it's kind of interesting how it works. You really can't predict the future based on past performance. So let me go to I also pulled up my analytics for everything. So basically last month was my first full month, and I actually started mid-month before that being monetized, and here we're like 5 days into the next month. So my total revenue, total amount of money I made so far in the bank is $106.11, which isn't too bad. And if you look at my total views on my channel, I have 603,000 views on my channel, 1,589 subscribers. So that's going really well. And actually, if you look at my subscribers, let's see, my subscribers last month, I'll have to scroll up here a little bit. It should tell me. All right, let me go back to so the last full month, I added 252 subscribers. That was pretty incredible. I had 289 comments. That's a lot of comments to reply to, and I'm just getting started. 1,121 likes, so it seemed like over 1,000 people liked my videos, which is pretty cool. And 54 people shared my videos, which is pretty incredible. And so I would say being a YouTuber, if you're cranking out videos every day, it's kind of like being a musician. And you listen to an album, and some people have like a one-hit wonder, and sometimes you'll hear really good songs, and sometimes you'll hear songs that aren't that great. And let me tell you, I put out a lot of videos that I could watch over and over and over, and I put out some videos that one time's enough. and I look at my dashboard, I'm like, well, even though that video is not very good, it's making some money. And I leave it out there, and sometimes, you know, people will comment, you know, this whatever in the video they don't like. It's kind of like they're beating a dead horse. But I just kind of leave it out there, and you kind of have to take the good with the bad. And I guess that's, you know, it's almost like being an artist. You know, you can't paint every picture perfect. There's some good ones, and there's some bad ones, and there's some really good ones, and there's some really bad ones. So there's kind of another little anomaly that I had on my channel that I'd kind of like to share with you. So my very best video is a video called "The Jersey Cow Streaming Milk," and it has over 500,000 views. And it got monetized last month, and the first day I made 3 cents. And I looked back on my dashboard, and I was looking at the analytics for that video, and it's still stuck at 3 cents. I'm like, what in the world's going on? So I went back to that video and looked at it, and there was no commercials. And I looked at my settings on that video, and it had the ads turned on. And there was some kind of a glitch in the system. I actually went in, turned off the ads, saved it, went back in, turned on the ads and saved it, went back to the video, and sure enough, the video is turned on. And I was looking at the video. Even this month, I had like 280 some views on some days on that particular video, and it should have made, you know, like maybe $5 this month, and it wasn't being monetized, even though they approved it and it was turned on, which was kind of driving me crazy. So I, you know, if you're doing YouTube and you're monetized, you might want to go back through your videos, look at how many views you're getting and how much you're getting paid to see, and make sure you have ads on all those videos. It looks like there's a glitch in the system. And another thing that's really interesting with the Jersey Cow Streaming Milk, it's just a little 30-second clip. It's nothing really fancy if you go back and look at it. And I have the whole range from the beginning to end. I actually posted it about 2.5 years ago. So if you look at the very beginning, I'm kind of scrolling through the timeline. Back on 6/24/2016, I had 0 views. And then here a few weeks later, 3 views, 2 views, 8 views. 3 months later, 12 views. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, I started getting 200, 400, 500. And then it kind of tanked about a year later, and I was getting, well, I guess I was getting a consistent about 300 views a day. And then it kind of started going crazy, up and down, and I started getting like 4,000 views and 13,000 views. And then back on December 17th of 2017, it went back to 81 views, 100 views, 40 views. And then this is really interesting. On 4/24/2018, I was down to 13 views. And then I had one spike on May 8th of 2018. For whatever reason, I had 23,000 views. And then almost immediately, it dropped down to 37 views. And then I had another spike on 6/14/2018. I had 28,000 views on one day the Jersey cow streaming milk, which is pretty incredible. So on that one day, it had more views than all my videos combined last month. and I was kind of figuring out the monetization part of it. So if that video would have been monetized straight from the beginning, and I would have made anywhere between $2,000 and $6,000 on just that one video total. And I was kind of looking at my numbers. So I made about $86 last month. You figure, 20-some thousand views. You could kind of figure out the money per view. But I was looking at some other people's channels, and they're making about triple what I'm making. And I was kind of looking at AdSense, and basically it's not only based, the money you get is not only based on the views, but it's also based on the clicks and the click-throughs. So for example, if someone views your video and goes, oh, a pet commercial, and they click on that video, they go to the website and they actually make a big purchase where they purchase a lot of merchandise, and it's clicked through your video and they can track that. I've seen where you can make up to like $1 a click. On I used to put AdSense ads on some of my websites, and I'd make a little money that way. And that's kind of how I started before I kind of jumped over to YouTube with the whole AdSense. But it's kind of tricky, I would say. You never know what you're gonna make, and how different videos are gonna kind of go viral. And by far, this is kind of an anomaly out there, I would say. And I would say maybe, for example, a lot of it depends on national media. So for example, if the President of the United States looked at one of my videos and says, hey, check out this guy in the mountains of Colorado, with his snakes and his cows and his YouTube, this is the American dream right here. Going to a nationwide audience, I think a video can really go viral. And not necessarily just in the United States. It could be any leader of any country. As a matter of fact, the Jersey cow streaming milk, if you look at my audience, it's mostly coming from India. So maybe, someone in India showcased my video and it was on their news, maybe in their language, and it went viral that way. Or maybe even in a university, part of the curriculum. There's so many things about making money on YouTube videos that you can't predict, and they're totally unexpected. And I've seen some people, they're making pretty good money, and then they say one month they made $15,000 because one video went viral, and then it dropped the next month. So it's really interesting. I thought I'd kind of share where I'm at and how things are going and some of the statistics, and I hope this helps you out, and I hope it kind of motivated you YouTube creators to kind of keep going, even though your views are low and you're not making anything, and you're kind of climbing the steep hill to get monetized. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.